Okay, it's not exactly cabriole weather, I grant you that, but when you've got Jaguar's fastest ever drop top in front of you, who cares? This is the Jaguar XKR S Convertible, and it can do 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds and has a top speed of 186 miles an hour. There is a snag though. It costs £103,000, which is £18,450 more than the standard XKR convertible, and that's no slouch. What do you get for your money? Well, there are plenty of changes, lots of them visual. It looks different. You've got a new front air dam, bigger wheels, and a new spoiler at the back. They're all designed to make the car more stable at high speed, but Jaguar's also changed the oily bits underneath. To talk you through the changes, we've got Mike Cross from Jaguar. So over to you, Mike.
From the standard XKR, we've changed the front suspension uprights. They're stiffer on this car, so that gives better steering precision and handling precision as you go faster. We've changed the spring rates, lowered the car a little, changed the damper control software, changed the software for the electronic differential, and adjusted the steering system software as well. So the car has an XKR's qualities. It's fast, it's comfortable, it's refined, but this car has an extra level of precision. The car has more power and torque, powers up by about 40 horsepower and torque by about 70 newton meters, and we've revised the exhaust to give a more exciting powertrain sound quality. The objectives of the changes were to give a more driver focused XKR, so still wanted the car to have Jaguar's trademark duality, so the car is fast and responsive, but performance is also accessible and not intimidating. So we wanted to change the flavour, the character of the XKR, but not to throw it away completely.
Right, so you've heard what the man from Jaguar has to say about this car. How does it drive? That's the question. Well, the first thing that I've noticed today really is the quality of the hood and the stiffness of the chassis. It's January and we're in mid-Wales and the weather's doing what it normally does at this time of year, and that's blowing a gale and raining horizontally most of the time. So we've not really had the hood down as much as we would have liked. But what that has shown is that it's just as cosy in here as you would be in the coupe. And when you realise that this car has the same performance figures as the coupe, you realise you're not actually giving much away by opting for the drop top. All you've got to do is find this £6,000 that it costs more than the XKR S Coupe. The next thing you notice is the steering, because the changes that Jaguar have made do improve matters up front. I have to say, it's much more precise, you can be much more accurate with your steering, and it makes driving it, especially on high speed corners by the way, and you can drive it with real confidence on these narrow, twisty Welsh roads. And that's not always something you can say about big, powerful coupes. The engine helps, of course. I don't know if you can hear it. I hope the mics are picking it up. There it is. Because the engine sounds fantastic. And it's got loads of torque. Absolutely bucket loads. So in these slippery conditions, rather than having to rev it to the red line every time, you can just take a nice early gear change, flick a paddle on the steering wheel, and let the torque do the rest as you exit the corner. Just gently feed in the power. Makes it really relaxing to drive, and you can cover ground really quickly without too much fuss. If you get into this car and you expect it to be a really stripped out track car, you're going to be disappointed, because it's not. It's an evolution of the standard XKR convertible. So it's still comfortable and luxurious, and it's as happy driving along at 30 miles an hour in town as it is blasting down your favourite B road. I could imagine covering huge distances in this car without any fuss whatsoever. So there you go, that's the Jaguar XKR S Convertible, and I have to say, I quite like it. The question is it worth nearly £19,000 more than the car upon which it's based? It's a tricky one really. I think it probably looks better, and I think most people would agree it sounds better, and those two things alone will be enough for a lot of people, never mind the sharper driving experience. But it does seem like a lot of money for a car which has got essentially the same character as the standard car. The other way to look at it is that if you want the same level of performance from another manufacturer, you have to spend a lot more. The Aston Martin DBS Volante and say Mercedes FS Roadster both cost a lot more money, and that makes the Jaguar look like a bit of a bargain.